Hi, you've reached the Great Escapism. We're all home right now.
What's up, my knowledge ears? My comment crusaders, my comrades in internet arms. Welcome back to another episode of What Do You Know? The show where I talk to experts and find out, what do they know? Cool. So we all know there's no shortage of false facts and rumor mongering in these days. And yes, I am looking at you, Anderson Cooper. Kidding. You're one of the good ones. But also very much not kidding because I still have my eyes on you. So, today, I am so unbelievably excited to say that we are talking with the one, the only, the freaking adorable little elf man from my wildest dreams about nice dentists, Dr. Fauci. What? Yes, I know. Obviously, I am beyond ecstatic to bring the hard questions to the man we've all come to rely on over the past few weeks. Travis is waving at me from the booth. What? Travis, I can't hear you. We've been over this.
Sorry, I keep forgetting which is the speaker button. I was just trying to say that we actually don't have Dr. Fauci.
Excuse me?
Well, I mean, we did have him, in theory. At one point, there was the potential that he was going to be our guest.
Travis, love, can you spit it out?
He canceled.
What? Why?
I mean, there's a pandemic.
Travis, just...
I'm sorry, I swear, I just got the email, but...
Okay, so... Did you get me a replacement guest, or should I just interview you about dropping the ball?
Look, I have an idea. So, remember when I told you my aunt was going to come over today to give me a flu shot?
An entirely useless endeavor since you're not a tiny baby or an octogenarian?
It's about herd immunity, Alexis. Say 3 people walk into the store at the same time, right? And
Travis, I swear to God, if you start drawing a chart for me again, I'm going to scream.
Okay.
Okay. Travis, your idea?
Yes, sorry. Okay, so Aunt Chris texted me a few minutes ago that she'd be here soon, and I thought maybe we could ask her to come on the show. She's been in the thick of it since the beginning of this whole thing, you know? She has, like, real-life experience and shit, so she can, like, debunk stuff.
Okay, so first of all, what have I said about cursing while I'm recording?
I mean, we're not going to use any of this, right?
It makes good behind the scenes for my Patreon. And second of all, I don't debunk, okay? I'm not a hacky mythbuster. I am a refuge for the unbiased pursuit of the truth.
No, yeah, I know.
Whatever, fine. Aunt Chris it is.
Awesome. You're gonna love her. She's a total CEO.
And that's what you get for letting him read the skim, Alexis. Okay. Here we go. What's up, my independents? My anti-pigeonholers. Alexis here, your thin blue line between freedom of thought and paint by numbers. Welcome back to another episode of What Do You Know? The show where I talk to experts and find out, like, what do they know? Today, we're going to be talking to a nurse, who is also Travis's aunt. Right? I mean, she's already in my house to give Travis the flu shot in order to protect him from probably not contracting the flu. So why not, huh? Okay, pull it together, Alexis. What do we do when we are met with an unsatisfactory situation? You count 10 things you love that you're grateful for. Okay, starting now. My in-home studio. That's good, Alexis. And toilet paper, my Lululemon leggings, getting the last jar of sweet cornichons at Ralph's. How many is that? Studio, cheapy, Lulu's, pickles. That's 4. Freak, this is usually so much easier. I am grateful for... Travis!
Alexis.
It makes 5. Half is probably enough in a pandemic. Does your aunt have a link tree? People won't trust her if they can't verify her on social while they listen.
She has a Facebook, but she never posts on it.
That'll have to do, I guess. Bring her in.
Aunt Chris, you can come in now.
Why are you
Do
screaming?
all of your guests get screamed at or just me?
Sorry. Aunt Chris, this is my girlfriend, Alexis. Alexis, my Aunt Chris.
I think we actually met before. Didn't a bunch of you come in to get your friend's stomach pumped a while back?
All right.
Oh, yes. Well, it is nice to see you again. In the daytime.
Likewise, though I don't really have much of a sense of daytime versus nighttime these days.
Oh my gosh, right? I've literally been sleeping until noon every day and staying up till like 4 a.m. I don't even know what time it is anymore. Okay, so I'm going to do a little intro, and then I'll introduce you, and we'll, get started. Okay?
Okay.
Just try to relax and speak as you normally would. And don't worry about, being good or anything. People come to the show for authenticity, so it's almost better if you're not a good interviewee.
I'll do my worst.
Funny. You're funny. What's up, my babe truths? My independent thinkers and comment section warriors. Welcome back to another episode of What Do You Know? The show where I talk to experts and find out what do they know? Today, I have someone in the studio who is not only an expert, but more or less family. We're talking with Christine Hill, a nurse who works at a hospital, but who also happens to be the IRL auntie extraordinaire to our very own Travis in the booth. Travis, can I get an air horn for that? Thanks, Travis. Okay, so, Auntie Chris. First of all, thank you so much for being on the show today.
Christine is fine.
Sorry?
Just Christine. Only my family calls me Chris.
Okay. So, Christine, first of all, thank you for being on the show today. As a nurse, you were on the front lines of this battle, and we super appreciate your sacrifice. You're a hero and so brave and blah, 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 right?
What?
I'm sure you've heard that a million times in the last few weeks. You're a hero. We're so grateful. I mean, I've heard it everywhere, and I'm not even a nurse, so.
Right.
And don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I'm not super grateful or whatever, but this show is not about pleasantries. We're here to get to the nitty-gritty, the real. We're here to find out, what do you know?
Am I supposed to?
So, before we dig in, I want to remind you listeners that just because Christine is Travis's aunt does not mean she will get any sort of preferential treatment. Longtime listeners will remember that one of my very first episodes was an interview with my dad, a so-called expert on engineering, and it ended in tears.
Really?
Him, not me. Like I said, I don't pull punches. So buckle up, little lady. Okay, then. So, first of all, is any of this real?
Any of what?
This whole situation. There are some very convincing videos on Reddit that suggest this whole quote-unquote emergency is a hoax. Have you seen the video of the guy riding around the Javits Center in New York? There's no one there.
There's no one outside the Javits Center.
Total ghost town.
Because they'd all be on the inside.
Do you know that for sure?
Yes.
How?
Because that's how hospitals work.
In your experience?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll file that under anecdotal evidence. So, in your opinion, this crisis is real.
Every expert agrees that it's absolutely real.
Right. But what do they know?
The facts. They know the facts. This is definitively 100% verified, non-fake news.
Well, okay then.
Travis, could I get a glass of water?
Yeah, of course.
Are you always this antagonistic with your guests?
I actually don't consider trying to get to the truth antagonistic.
It kind of seems like the whole point of your show is meeting sound arguments with willful ignorance.
If they were all that sound, wouldn't they be able to withstand a little pushback?
But that's not what you're doing, is it? You're taking the lowest intellectual bar possible and beating me over the head with it. Jesus. You know people are dying, right?
Sure. But to quote Vanessa Hudgens, isn't that, inevitable?
Not as inevitable as some things, like idiots. Idiots seem more and more inevitable.
You're calling me an idiot?
Trust me, I could call you much worse. People like you are dangerous on a normal day, but in a crisis, you're fucking deadly.
There's no cursing on this show.
Of course there isn't. Gotta draw the line somewhere, huh?
Water delivery.
People have questions, and I think those questions deserve answers. I believe in our constitutional right to question authority.
Oh, yes. The Troll Amendment. How could I forget?
I am not a troll. I am a human being, and I want answers.
Well, Alexis.
You want followers. You want internet points. You're not a warrior for truth. You're the equivalent of a toddler who won't stop asking why. At some point, you're no longer curious. You're just trying to get a rise out of the grown-ups.
Wait, Aunt Chris.
I'm done with this, Travis. Do you know that your girlfriend is a jackass?
Wow.
Yeah.
Travis!
Alexis, please. Look, Aunt Chris, I know that Al's show is, well, rude. And usually it's pretty low stakes. It's no worse than, like, reality TV. But now her download rate is going crazy. Thousands of people are tuning in to specifically hear Al's version of the truth. So, please, I thought you could do some good here. I'm no genius or whatever. I'm not essential, but I think she might be.
You really are just like your mother. You know that? You're a pain in my ass.
I know.
Fine. Let's get this show on the road then. What have you got for me?
Hi, Droxy. Travis, you think my show is stupid?
I didn't say stupid.
You didn't not say stupid.
I mean, I don't know. I think what you're bringing to people is like a kind of important. You're showing them how to question what they're told and question the dumb stuff they see on the internet. Just sometimes we're the dumb stuff on the internet.
Okay.
Okay. I love you.
I love you too. So, Nurse Christine, what do you know?
Honestly, I'm not sure what I know. What we know changes almost daily when it comes to how to handle this. What we know for sure is that we're learning, and that we've never learned this quickly about any virus in human history. We know we have a fighting chance because of all that learning and all of this sharing. The internet is an incredible tool. So that's what we know. We know the best practices that are most likely to keep the most amount of people safe so that we can care for the people that we can't keep safe.
What about face masks?
What about them?
Do you actually need them? Like everyone?
We think so. And I mean, is it really so hard? A piece of t-shirt over your face?
No. I made a really cute one, actually. It's from a Miley Cyrus concert tee, so it looks like I'm eating an ice cream cone.
I love it. Look, this is hard, really hard. It's a lot harder to prove that something didn't happen than did, right? I can prove that licking benches will get you sick, but I can't point to a healthy person and say, see, they clearly didn't lick a bench. It's just not science. I can't show you the worst case scenario if we successfully avoid it. But what I can tell you and everyone is that what we know is going to change and evolve. So the best options are going to be the extra safe ones for the time being. That's our only option right now.
Well, you heard it here, folks. Our very first guest, who willingly admitted what she didn't know. And I didn't even have to use my Law and Order voice. Bum. So, I guess we'll leave it here. Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts. And click the link in the description for all of the current CDC recommendations. And come back next week, where I'll be interviewing Travis, who is a self-described expert on grilled cheese. We'll find out. Thanks for listening.
Good?
Yeah.
Good. Ready for your flu shot?
Yep.
I brought 2, Alexis, if you want to get yours too.
Absolutely not. I'm going to the spa. Christine, it was nice to meet you. Again.
She's not actually going to the spa. It's just what she calls it when she goes outside and lays in the warm spot on the concrete on the back porch.
Like a cat?
Yeah.
Well, we're all just getting through it.
What Do You Know was written by Jennifer Downs, performed by Michelle Agresti, John Peña Griswold, and Carla Briscoe. The Great Escapism is produced by Jennifer Downs and John Peña Griswold through New Ambassadors Theater Company